Welcome back to an episode of Debates Never Die. I'm joined by Tab, so I'm joined by Mvu. First of all, Tab, how are you feeling? New coach, new vibes.
I'm feeling good. We're relevant again, which is nice, but I don't think we're going to spend too much today talking about United. We've got a lot to discuss. We've had some debates off camera that have got us G'd up, so I hope that energy translates into the episode. But I'm happy, man. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. You guys see my shirt, like I'm
First time in a long time I've seen you anything like this.
And I love it and I deserve it. I deserve to be here. So yeah, I'm good, man.
You know, I'm happy to see you smiling. Let's leave it at that. I don't know about the relevant part, but you know, that doesn't matter. Mvu, how are you feeling, sir?
I'm an angry man today. I'm here for therapy, guys.
There's a reason I'm sitting in between them, and you guys are going to see that.
I'm here for therapy.
You guys are going to see that.
Arsenal's just great win, so happy about that. But I was left annoyed after the Liverpool City game yesterday. I was thinking, fuck, 9 points. All self-inflicted, but 9 points. Okay, not all, but yeah. And then Barca also just, yeah. I have a lot to say today.
And you know, Mvu, commiserations. Personally, I'm in a great mood. I'm in an amazing mood. I believe, and this is important because this is what we're about to discuss. I believe Arsenal winning the league. Nothing has changed. I am unflinching in that belief. Yes, Liverpool have been incredible. Shout out to Arne Slot, the slot machine, the slot penitentiary. There's so much to be excited about as a Liverpool fan. Can't deny it. You can't say that they are, you know, not really that good or anything like that. That's not why I believe. I just do believe to a certain extent they've been kind of fortunate, and I do believe Arsenal still have a level to go. And I believe Liverpool performing at their very, very highest level right now. I think there's a limit to how long they can keep doing this, because every team has limits. They're still human beings. But Tab, so for some reason, you believe that Liverpool are done in December with 25 games to go. You think it's wrapped? No?
I think I don't have any reason to think they won't win the title. And it's what I've been saying. Like, they've had, how you win the title is you prepare for the race from like March, April, when it's crunch time in the league, crunch time in the knockout competitions, domestic cups. The first domestic cup is out of the way. Like, you build your preparation for that, and they are not putting a foot wrong right now. So you saying you're happy, there's no better point to be in the season than 9 points behind your title rivals, right? No, of course there is, right? So you're so far, like, what they've done is put themselves in a position that no one expected them to be in, but now one that they are controlling the pack, right? Because the head-to-heads, they've taken a point there. They've taken a point off City. For all intents and purposes, we know that they're better than Chelsea. So of the chasing pack, like, they're in control of that group. So it's now up to the rest of the teams that are trying to close that gap. They have to be serious.
Yeah.
And mathematically, if every team wins every game for the rest of the season, Liverpool finish 9 points above. So they've got losses and drop points in hand. But we can't assume that everyone is going to win the rest of their games.
Yeah,
so like I said, it's up to Liverpool, it's up to City, Chelsea, Arsenal, United to put the pressure on Liverpool, close the gap so that when it's time to pounce, we're there in the mix.
Just around.
But obviously I know you started this episode believing that you can win the league.
Yeah.
And if I was 9 points behind Liverpool, I would have the exact same sentiment.
Yeah.
Because you have to feel like that, right? You have to believe you can win the league.
Yeah.
You can't rule yourselves out of a title race now in December. No, that would be foolish.
Doesn't make sense.
But
in the same way, we wouldn't be champions if we were 9 points clear.
Exactly. But you cannot be mad at people thinking Liverpool will see it through, because unlike Arsenal, who we've watched go toe-to-toe with City in the last 2 years, they've seen it through. They've built the seed. They've got actual winners in their team. And if you look across the Premier League, there's actually very few winners of Premier Leagues, Cups, and like Champions Leagues, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of them are found in two camps: Man City's camp and Liverpool's camp. And the rest is here by United. Just reminding you guys.
Two.
Who?
Havertz, Jorginho.
There we go. I mean, you guys have the FA Cup. I'm not dismissing it.
I'm not. If you want to add those two.
I'm not.
Zinchenko doesn't count.
But I'm saying no. But I'm saying.
Zinchenko's friend. Gotta get the detector out. There we go.
I'm saying winning as a team.
Yeah,
I was talking to Mvu and Rendai about, like, if you're in a changing room in a final, you look around and like, okay, these guys, I've planned it with these guys.
Yeah.
Right now, in the Liverpool camp, there's guys there they've been part of the chasing pack, they've been part of the chased pack, and they've seen it through.
Yeah.
They've touched the trophy.
Yeah.
So for them, they are getting that feeling. It's coming back.
Yeah.
We can do it again. Whereas the reason I feel like there was that sentiment, and there still is that sentiment about Arsenal, is because you've not seen anything through. Like, so you cannot be mad at anyone for favoring Liverpool. Liverpool with a 9 point gap is stronger than Arsenal with a 9-point gap. And that no one will disagree with me on it. Maybe you, but that's just how it is. I don't want to do this, but like, if we want to rank like who's
He wants to do this.
No, he desperately.
I don't
such a liar.
This guy says
let's assume United were good again.
Ah,
Let's
no,
assume
let me hear you. No, go ahead.
Like, I think there'd be, if we found ourselves 9 points clear, I don't think there'd be that thing that, you see how Gary Neville predicted or was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, that
Saying,
Arsenal wouldn't
He
make
doesn't
it.
think you're good enough. He doesn't think you're good there. He doesn't think you have the history to get over the line.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd hear conversations about that, about United.
First of all, it's not
they-
2013. I
they've
think
done
in
it
this day and
before.
age, you definitely would. I think
They've
United
done
have
it
failed
before.
to show up in most big game scenarios outside of this most recent FA Cup win in the past 2 years. And,
No,
and wait, let
it's
me finish.
hypothetical. You don't
Let
need
me
to go
finish.
that deep. I'm just
No
saying.
way.
I'm saying like it's just hypothetical.
And I
Like,
think
you
that's
cannot
the
be
issue.
mad at the perception around Arsenal is created by Arsenal itself. It's not this idea that we all have that Arsenal can't see it through. There is nothing. Show me the CV. Show me the times you've got it done and got it over the line.
I
Other than
hear
the
that.
COVID FA Cup.
I hear that 110%, but the issue is that at a certain point in time, you aren't dealing with what is tangible and what the reality of the situation is. Yes, you're saying that 100% Arsenal don't have the history of doing it. But in the same way, people have said Saka's not world-class till he plays in the Champions League, where you can see that he is genuinely of that quality. This team is of title-winning quality. We are. We haven't done it yet because of some mishaps here and there. You put injuries down, Arteta's inexperienced. There are reasons it happens, and we haven't done it yet. But that team is good. That team is more than good enough to win the
Do
title.
all
In
title
fact,
quality winning teams win the league?
no, they
So what-
don't.
so there's-
but Arsenal are going to.
Liverpool 08, 09 didn't win.
Rafa
07, 08.
Benitez.
Thank you for that answer. So it obviously goes to show that there's more than just your quality and your potential that gets a title over the line.
100?
Ultimately, a title is about points, and how points are earned are from matches and head-to-heads, taking points off your rivals and staying ahead of the pack. So if you had told Liverpool at the beginning of this, if I'd offered you 9 points clear at the beginning of the season in December, would you have taken it?
No, it's not a tough question,
Why? No,
obviously.
answer the question.
Obviously.
Why? What? Would you have taken it?
You'd rather have more points than less points. I don't understand what the question,
But
what
I'm
the point
saying,
question
and if
is.
I told you Liverpool were chasing you with 9 points, you'd take that. You'd want that at the beginning of the season.
Yes, but I also wouldn't have come here and said
So-
the title race is done.
But I'm saying so. Based on what-
And even then, you wouldn't have said Arsenal are definitely going to win the league.
But
Because
I'm
there's
saying-
still so
so-
much to
so-
play for.
so
It
based-
almost doesn't matter.
I
For
think
different- I think
we'd
for
still
different
be,
reasons.
Yeah, but we'd still be going to Anfield. We'd still be going to Old Trafford. We'd still be going to all these games where you imagine them dropping points. Liverpool still have all of these big games to come.
They've been to Old
and,
Trafford.
Yes.
they've been to the Emirates.
And? They've been Stamford Bridge. They've been,
Because the mighty Chelsea is going to slow them down and derail their title race.
I can't wait to clip this when Chelsea do take points at Liverpool.
No,
and
we're
also
not taking
crucially, Chelsea, Liverpool don't have to be like felled by like giants. Like the only loss this season was against Forest, and it wasn't like some super complex tactical setup by Nuno Espirito Santo. They are a team full of really good players performing at their highest level. They are going to come down. Just because everyone loses at some point. There's only one team ever that has gone invincible.
Yeah, and they drew 12 games.
Wait,
But
okay.
but they were
No,
invincible.
but I'm
Shut
saying,
up,
but
bro.
I'm saying,
No.
I'm not hating on the Invincibles.
No, you are,
I'm saying
you
you
are.
can win the league. That's 26 wins
okay,
and still
okay.
12 draws, which means if you draw games, you can still finish above who's behind you. And Arsenal are not going to win the next 25 games, is what I'm saying. So Liverpool, yes, you're right. They will drop points. They will suffer more losses. But so
And Arsenal,
will you.
yes, and Arsenal
not-
Arsenal have improved because we have most of our squad back. I just think that at a certain point in time,
You
luck
didn't drop
balances
points.
out.
You-
Luck balances out. That's what I'm going to say.
When you were dropping points at the beginning of the season, you had your whole squad.
Wait.
Then Odegaard and Saka got injured, and then you drop more.
Who did
Wait.
we? The one player that everyone keeps pointing towards. We have not had that player for most of the season.
Brighton and City? Brighton and City?
We didn't have Odegaard.
So you lost to that City.
And we got a record in both of those
That's
games.
what I'm saying. So those things can happen. It doesn't matter if you have your full squad or not. Those things can happen. You can still drop. You're saying it because you have,
Ultimately, my belief is that luck balances out, right, over the
Because
course
you
of the
have
season.
to
So nobody
believe
can, at
this.
the end of the season, say it was because we were unlucky. It happens how it happens. I believe at this moment in time, Liverpool have performed extremely well, and they have been slightly fortunate, not so fortunate
That's
that they
how
are not
title
that
races
good.
work.
So
But
wait,
110%.
you
I
said
just
luck-
think at a certain point it balances out, and I do believe Arsenal are still right there with them. It's still so early because fundamentally, right, to summarize my entire belief, if things are reversed and you're going to point out the intangibles, you're going to point out the
Because
fact
they
that
matter.
momentum. No, they do. I just do believe that at a certain point in time, Liverpool squad being what it is, I don't think that it's because all of us were so blind to how good they really are or how good Slot actually is. that nobody thought they'd do it.
But
I don't think that suddenly goes away in the space of 13 games.
Before
I don't think so.
You spoke about luck, right? And I want to believe. I'm still hopeful that we'll win. I just think,
As you should be.
Yeah. But again, this 9-point nonsense, which you can attribute to red cards, whatever, I believe a lot of it was self-inflicted. But we have had the luck of last season where we had a lot of our players fit for the entire season.
We didn't have Timber and we didn't have Partey. But
Yes,
cool.
but
No, those are two of our best players right now.
Yes, but we
fine.
we had players fit that could have and should have gotten us over a line, right?
You didn't
The
lose the
reason-
league because you didn't have Timber and
Exactly.
Partey.
Yeah.
We lost the league because Arteta changed things and we lost to Aston Villa. Not for any other reason. Liverpool could have the same players fit for however long. Yes, they've got an injury to thingy now. They've had a few injuries, but they could keep their core alive. And
Not
they-
anywhere near to the same level of importance.
I mean, they lost their starting
the-
goalkeeper.
but
They've now
the-
lost their best centre back.
But the point is-
it's not like
their best centre
like
back isn't Van Dijk.
their second best centre
No,
back.
but the point is,
Trent got
you're
injured.
talking
Like,
about
what's
luck.
this idea? Yeah. I'm going to debunk this just now.
You're talking about luck. Like, bro, everyone can just stay fit and they can continue winning because we didn't do our job. Like, it's as simple as that. We should. Why must we now hope for all of these bad things to happen to them?
You say
And-
hope. Fundamentally, it's just, for me, it's just a very small sample size. Very small.
But you don't.
What's a small
and then,
sample
you
size?
know what?
13 games is not
Exactly,
that
and you know what?
Only
they've-
December.
but they haven't looked close to losing almost half of those games. Like they're comfortably winning games in the Champions League. Liverpool haven't had to be at their very best to win all the games that they win, but they're winning.
And then can I
Like-
just add? Can I just double down on that point, right? As someone who has been forced to kind of accept mediocre performances in the hopes of winning, points matter more than performances. So this idea that Liverpool, so you're saying that they are overachieving to an extent because everything's just clicked now, right?
I think
They were
all
here
of
last
this
season as well, guys. I think like we're just
And
forgetting.
I'm
this.
getting that. I'm getting that. I'm saying to you, they are overperforming. They've somehow been more fortunate than others, despite losing Trent, Alisson, and now Konate, and probably a few others along the way that they're still going to lose. But like they're still there despite all of this, right? So the mere fact that they're overperforming, like where are you guys? Like you keep
on the up and up.
and I'm saying you don't. How many teams have won a title of hopes and belief? Because that's what you're having now. There is no. You don't. Liverpool's CV for winning. If we're in court right now, the guy making the case for Liverpool is a much stronger case than you guys, just based off the same sample size. And you know what? 13 games turns into 20 games, turns into 25 games, and after then, this thing, it's your hopes and it's just going to be eroded at.
And the points will be eroded at.
But I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
By the time we get to 19, by
That's
the
what
time
I'm
we get to
saying to you.
halfway through the season, the gap will not be 9 points.
And it
that
doesn't-
much I can guarantee
and
you.
remember-
that much you can come back to this and
What
say,
was the-
fuck,
you know,
maybe,
what was
because
the-
there are games to play.
What was the points gap after 19 games when Arsenal had 50 and then you guys had like 50 from 52 or something 2 seasons ago?
It was like 7.
Okay. So you were 7 points ahead, and then City, what did they do? They
Bit
closed the
by
gap.
bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because,
so I'm saying it doesn't matter.
Because
what,
being top at halfway doesn't mean
we're not
that
saying
much.
I don't think people are saying Liverpool are going to win the league because they are 9 points
Yeah.
clear now.
That is not-
It's the fact that
that is
they
not
have
what
been
I'm
good
saying.
enough to create that 9-point gap, which is like, okay, cool.
So all we know right now is that they are the title contenders. Like, yes, they are currently
They're the
the favorites. 100%.
By a mile.
Let's play the percentage game.
But the ultimate question, is the title race over? It's not.
Let's play the
Far from
percentage
it.
game. Let's play the
Far from
percentage
over.
game.
Like, so much so that I'm just not nervous. I think that's my issue. Like, fundamentally, it's just like,
I am nervous. Why are you not nervous?
dog, I've told you I'm not nervous. You got to be
But
nervous.
You've got experience
I
now.
can only apologize
But
for
you've
you.
got a title experience now. So if you were 9 points in your first title chase, you probably will be nervous. But you now believe in your squad enough to be like, okay, you've seen
like
the
we
quality.
can- like
you
we
can
can
mix
do
it now.
this.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're in the mix.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're not taking you out of the mix. We're just saying that the case for Liverpool, and we're about to see this. Let's do the percentage game. The case for Liverpool is a lot stronger. Only City have had a stronger case with this gap in my recent memory. You guys did not have this strong of a case with or without this gap. When City were 1 point behind, you didn't have a strong case or as strong a case. When you guys were 7 points ahead, you didn't have this strong of a case. And then it proved to be the case anyways. And now we know, based off yesterday's result, that I'm confident enough to rule City out because even if they turn 11 gap points into 4 or whatever, it's still too big. They were supposed to turn whatever that gap is into like 5 now. To get from 11 to close 11 is nigh on impossible. They're going to have to be flawless, and they won't be flawless because of personnel. So we're essentially ruling them out. So if we keep clinging on to this idea of perfection, like all the reasons that you're stating that Liverpool could lose games are the exact same reason why you guys could drop points. There is no differentiator here. You've already shown us that you can drop points in big games and small games, through foolishness and through bad luck. So there's no reason that just stops now. You've essentially you've had enough. You've had enough of Liverpool. You've had enough of Liverpool being ahead.
Lessons not learned through pain are often easily forgotten. Give Arsenal a bit more time. I believe this side has turned the corner in a way. And look, if you guys can't see it, that's fine.
No, but
No.
We are talking about
That's
no one's disputing that.
I'm
We're
not saying that, by the way.
I said the gap.
But you're
can be
nervous.
nine.
You don't believe.
No. I want to believe.
No, but you don't.
No. But the
You
reason I'm in this position now is because of us. It's because of what we've done. Like not because I don't
Across
think
the
we've turned the corner or whatever. We have let ourselves down at this moment in time.
100% it's been a bad
So
start.
my reason for being nervous is I think it's fair, and it doesn't mean that I don't think we can go on a run and edge it close so we could potentially win this thing. But I just don't like this idea that we just assume Liverpool's gonna have this big drop off
Off a cliff.
And
no one else is going to fall off a cliff but Liverpool. It's incredible. Everyone's going to have a great season.
And we are gonna just rise to the occasion.
In this life, the only constant is change, Oaks. I honestly think that there's just too much time for us to think that it's going to go exactly the same way. Things are going to change. There are so many variables in a season.
I want to make one
For us
thing
to
clear.
think Liverpool won't be top every single match from now to the end of the season.
And
whether,
even if-
whether or not the points gap decreases and whoever ultimately ends up winning, but they will not be top every single match
And
from now to the end of the season. That is going to change.
if you lose the title and are right about this,
Yeah.
it's because of this gap that they won the league. I want that to be very clear. If you close 9 points,
and that is 100% understood.
If
That's
you
fine.
close 9 points and there's jostling and they still see it through, we'll be like, damn, at least they were 9 points clear, so they had a few losses in hand. But if you were level on points now at this point, and then you went ahead and then there was jostling, it's a completely different conversation. So yes, I'm not saying to the camera that Arsenal cannot close the gap. So to
No,
answer
look,
your
if you're not
question,
arguing about
the title
likelihood.
race, the title race is mathematically, points-wise, not over. But if I was a fan of a team in this position, I would be increasingly sure, week by week, that title is coming because of the fact that everything that could stop us could also stop the opposition. And the only better place to be the 9 points clear on the 2nd of December is 10 points clear on the second point. Like, Liverpool could not have done any more. They have not left any food on the table. It's good that they lost to Nottingham Forest. That was a learning lesson because Slot changed things. He tweaks things. He always does. And we've seen since then, they've won games. It's not like they've been up and down with the results and they're still figuring things out. You've already said yourself that you think they're overperforming. So they've already clicked into gear. So they're in gear. So even if they fall off a gear now and go down into gear, they've got a cushion. And if they get back into gear, you could get the gap down to 3 and it could still stretch again. Like, that's what I'm saying. It could be that kind of season where you come close and then fall away again. So I don't want you to have false hope that once the gap closes,
That is just perfect from there.
you're not City.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could put it. You guys are not.
See, he's just getting his
no,
licks
no, no,
now.
no, no, no. It's not
Now-
even this. It's
now
not
he's
even
just
this.
getting his licks.
No, it's not even
Now
this.
he's
It's not
getting
even
his
this.
licks.
Because-
We'll
No, no, it's not even this.
We'll wait for Wednesday.
It's not even
We'll
this.
wait
It's
for
not even
Wednesday.
this. I'm saying, do you think that if you close the 9-point gap, you'll do that 15-win run of cities? Do you think so?
I really do think so.
Okay, then we just see football differently.
My worry is it's not that we can't do this run. My worry is that we have to start this run now at
We're already
this
on
stage. And well, that's fine. But it's starting at this stage of the season,
Yeah.
and it's just runs don't just start in December. You know what I mean?
We had the opposite happen at the end of last season in December, where we didn't pick up points at all. I think we're much better placed this season to actually push on from here. And again, ultimately,
Why?
right? Because we have all of our players back this time around. There's so
Currently.
and there's so much more certainty in terms of how Arsenal play right now than there was this time last season.
So this is just about nothing to do with the points gap. It's just we're gonna go win every single game now until then.
All 25. 25 wins.
because everyone's back.
Why are you making 25? I said Liverpool have
That'll mean you have a better season. Actually, no. Now, let me not do that. So you guys are better than the Invincibles. If you actually,
Last season we did better than Invincibles points wise. Arsenal's
So
point
many-
tally has improved
so
every
many
season
teams
along
have, right? So
Yeah.
many teams have. This is not an Invincible session. But watch this.
This
watch
will be the greatest comeback. Okay, I'm
it
on
would
board.
be.
Let's go.
Watch this. Let's end this
Slowly,
segment off.
slowly.
Let's end this segment off, Matt. Let's watch this. Okay. We've got a pie. 100% pie. I want you to break that pie up into percentages of how you can add as many teams as you want. of your percentage chance of winning the league.
Mm-hmm.
So you give Liverpool a portion of that pie, give Arsenal a portion of the pie, and if you think anyone else is, give them a portion. To make it easy for you guys, I will go first. Liverpool, at this point in time, are 65%. I'm giving them, and I give Arsenal 30%. Takes me to 95, and I give City 5%.
Okay, cool. So just to clarify, so Chelsea nothing for you. They're not in
No,
this.
to win the title. No.
Yeah, okay.
Chelsea could even be first at some stage of the season. They won't win the title.
Yeah.
They know that. Maresca knows that. Enzo knows that. Sancho knows. No one at Chelsea thinks they'll win the title.
Okay.
Yeah, including me. So we all on the same page.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
No, look, I'm
And my pie is my pie. You put them on your pie, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, it's 50-50.
Eh?
50-50.
No Chelsea. So why was he pressing me for Chelsea then?
No, I was just checking. I gotta get
It's
all your views.
50-50.
Brother, I believe in this more than you can believe. More than you can imagine. Maybe my trip has done something to me. Maybe I come back. Maybe
just
maybe my
enjoying
spirit is
that.
saying-
Can we just give the viewers
There's
context?
something in there.
Can we give the viewers context? This guy was at the Emirates Turisco, and I think if you're wondering why he's just so bullish right now, I've just clocked it.
Something
I'd also
changed.
be gassed. Like, I'd
Something
also
changed.
come back with the same
I promise
mentality.
you, something changed. I felt a shift. There's something
Bro
it's bigger than me.
thinks
It's bigger
Saka
than
saw
me.
him at the game or something. He's just too excited. But please, let's hear your part.
I don't want to do a pie.
Just do the percentages.
How do you feel about these 9 points? So are you happy with where we are right now?
Absolutely not. But it's not over. I think fundamentally that's my belief. There's just so much more of the season. I've been here. I've come onto D&D and I've said, we've done it. We're the guys. We are. I'm not like that right now. I'm just aware of the fact that it's a bit early.
But you sound
It's just a
more
bit-
confident now than you were last season and the season before.
Experience.
So you believe in Arteta this much?
I believe in the squad. I believe we built an extremely strong squad of players.
Oh, the squad that's so strong that when they lost Odegaard for 3 games, they just changed the entire way they play, couldn't match the performance levels.
I blame Arteta.
There
was a solution there.
The squad
that
is
he
so
did not
good that
use.
one player derailed everything. But yes,
The
There was a
player or the
solution-
coach?
I blame Arteta for that.
what you're gonna say?
There was a solution there that he just didn't use.
Nwaneri?
That pisses me
Yes.
off. Yes.
Look, again,
Who's done that, Oaks?
look, if you
Oaks, who's done that?
don't have the belief,
Who's done it?
we can't
You
force
guys
you
did
to
it
have
last
it.
season with Menu.
What were we competing for?
It doesn't matter.
How
what you're competing
valuable?
for.
How
No,
valuable were the
doesn't
points?
com-
we-
it doesn't
No, it
matter.
does.
How
It
valuable
does.
what
It
you're
does.
How
It
valuable
does.
was the
It does.
trophy?
It does. It does.
How
It does.
valuable was the
It does.
trophy?
It does.
How valuable was the trophy?
Ten Hag had more leeway for risk than Arteta. Even now, I think Amorim has more leeway for risk than Arteta. Every point counts for you guys, which is why you're so mad. You're mad at you're mad at Brighton, you're mad at Bournemouth, you're mad at City because
Yes.
every point counts for you guys. And these risks, you're not in a risk-taking position. Don't have that comfort level. City had that comfort level when they were storming away with leagues. But as soon as shit got real for them, they counted on experience. They didn't play. Rico Lewis was not going to start at Anfield when they were going toe-to-toe with Klopp. That was not happening. This idea that you were just going to throw Nwaneri in with a bit of FA Cup experience to replace Odegaard, the key to the system, not just the guy, the main guy. Nwaneri was not filling that gap. You have to blood players like that in. Manu had a free run at United because we could not get any worse. You guys can get worse, and if you do get worse, it gets worse for Arteta. His job is on the line to an extent because he has to deliver. And if he doesn't believe that an 18-year-old inexperienced Nwaneri is not ready, I fully back him. This idea that put Nwaneri because yes, we know he's good, but there's a difference between good and between making Arsenal very good and winning games, and that's what Odegaard has been doing.
I think it's between good and established more than anything else. And that's fine because it matters, right? Experience matters. That's been all of this, right? All of the conversation has been about can these players actually do this? I just do believe at a certain point in time, quality does tell. Ethan Nwaneri is a more talented footballer than Leandro Trossard. And Arsenal, performances-wise,
before
have
Ethan
needed
gets
to
to this
bring
point.
Ethan in to help us win games. That's
But
not a random
with a
player.
historically
It's a bit different.
risk-averse manager, to expect him to do it now when he's smelling blood at City, he's not going to start to be like, fuck
Okay,
it,
so-
ball.
So again, you
I
asked me
think
about
you're mostly
squad quality.
underestimating how used to I'm seeing young players
Play for Arsenal. If there's
not
a
even,
club-
not even just play for Arsenal, just play for teams that I support. Like Arsenal have a tendency of playing young players
in the last 3 years when they're competing for a title, no.
No, they did it with Cesc Fabregas.
Okay, no, but
in the history of Arsenal is to play these players in these moments, is to give players
I've seen this with
opportunities
Barca
early
as
on.
well.
That is what the club does
Maybe they
historically.
didn't put that on Arteta's job description at the beginning because go check the minutes given to youngsters since he took over. Go check in. Tell me that. Come back with that report.
So-
it's not what he does.
so you asked about squad
If you want to go
quality.
to Wenger days, then I can also just bring stuff from the past.
no,
so,
wait,
so what's
wait,
wrong?
wait.
So
You
wait,
asked
wait,
about squad
what's wrong
quality.
with me singling out the manager for the same reasons that you've singled him out now for?
I'm saying you can't be surprised that he's done that.
This is not me being surprised. I'm saying this is why I
That's
don't.
the
This
issue.
is I think this is why I
Because
think
we said the squad had the quality, and I pointed out where the gap was,
What
and
is
you
what-
said no because it's the coach.
And also,
that's not about the
I'm
squad.
not saying
That's the
Nwaneri
coach.
should have started every game. On the group, I've
He should
constantly
have
said
been used
he
more.
should have had
That's
You
more
were saying he
argument.
should have started at Spurs the minute Odegaard got injured. That's what you were saying.
Yeah,
so
but-
maybe
but-
who's different, but yeah. Don't now-
Regardless, it should have been used more. Is the overall
Yes.
point.
That's fine, but
A
don't-
lot more than he was
Please
used.
take back the likening of the Nwaneri situation to Manu, because that makes no sense. That's
No.
not the same thing.
It might not
If
be
you're
entirely
thinking
the
about
same
the
thing.
player specifically,
but the
the point
reason
is about using youth when
yes,
you get
exactly.
opportunity. Don't strawman it.
The main point that I was trying to make was that when a player is ready, he's ready. And you can see it. I saw it with Menu in preseason. I've seen it with Nwaneri now, that these guys are ready to make an impact in the team.
Fair
Also,
enough.
a super
So
talent is a super
that's-
talent.
Fair enough.
Undeniable.
That is the
Fair
only
enough,
point I was
but
trying
I'm
to
just
make.
saying, from where I'm sitting, and maybe because I'm not in the camp, my feelings are different.
We know
I
that.
get why Arteta is maybe either hesitant or maybe he sees Nwaneri every day and be like, this kid is almost there. But 6 weeks ago, he wasn't as close as he is now. Maybe he's getting closer and closer and closer. This guy is brand new to first team football. And in this pressure environment, this is not that's why I said the Manu comparison wasn't great, because Arsenal, there's a pressure environment now, especially because of the start you had to the season.
100%, yes.
One more loss and things get even worse for you guys. And now it's going to be on Nwaneri. And then what happens? Nwaneri gets part of that stick when things go backwards for you guys. So maybe I'm not saying he's doing this, but he could be protecting him. He could be hesitant. He could be doubtful. Like, there's more reasons than I don't think he's hating on the kid and be like, yeah, he's not going to play.
No,
Like, where's
one
Fabio?
said
No one is
that.
Fabio.
None of us
Where's
have said
Fabio
that.
Vieira and all of this? Like,
But
that's
this
what
is part
you
of-
keep
this is-
telling me
you know
about
this
how
is
good
part
the
of our
squad is.
reason.
It's not that good. Like, this is not. This is not the magical squad that gets it done.
But I think that I think you
If the squad is
like you're
weaker
missing-
because Fabio Vieira is gone, because there's no like ESR replacement, the issue is fundamentally Arteta set the squad up.
Yes.
So then don't
Wait, let
tell
me
me the
finish.
squad is so great then. It's either Arteta has
What? Bro, let me finish, because you're not hearing me. I'm saying, start of the season, when Fabio Vieira goes, when ESR goes, Arteta set the squad up in a situation where if Odegaard does go down, the next guy in that position
Should be
is
this guy.
Ethan. He made it that way.
Were you happy
The
with that?
Yes, because we all think he's that good. I was the one saying he started against Spurs and you ridiculed that, right? So you can't
Wow,
say, I don't think he's that good. I do think he's that
But the
good.
coach of Arsenal didn't think so. The coach of Arsenal tried. What didn't he put someone? He put Saka somewhere. Like, the coach of Arsenal didn't think he was
that's
ready.
okay, but you can't now.
He's not
shame us for
all-knowing
saying
guy. The
you think
squad
he
is
should have
good.
gotten
No,
more
I'm not
minutes.
shaming you. I'm not shaming you. No,
So
no.
you can't say,
And
if I point out
us
the
saying
squad
it's
quality for
Arteta's fault
reason,
is fine.
you have to hold that then, if I believe in the squad quality.
No, but you can't tell me that you believe so much and the squad is so good. But then, if the coach is not even willing to use the next guy up, how great is the squad?
But Arteta has a history of doing
If that's
this.
the case, maybe I must hit out.
Yeah, like
Maybe
he
that-
has a
that's
history
what
of
I'm-
doing this.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
if you watched Arsenal without Odegaard, right?
Yes.
So he let that happen, not for one game. How many games was it?
But that's what we're
It's not- it's
criticizing
not-
him
Yes, I'm
for.
saying. So don't tell me the squad is so great if in the period where the one player was out, like, even if it's not Nwaneri, even if there was another solution, like, other managers, other teams have made solutions and moved pieces. So the fact that you can't hinge the bit of form on just not playing Nwaneri, because that's what it sounds like you're doing. And if it is not just not playing Nwaneri, then how good is the squad? How
Okay,
good
he's
are all
beefing-
the
He's
guys?
beefing with Kanyama out of this.
Okay.
I'm just
How
waiting.
good are all these guys? If you're telling me that, had he just played Nwaneri, one guy, everything would have been fine.
Not
Then I don't
everything,
think
but
it-
in
I don't
certain
think-
moments, like games are decided by moment, they're decided by using players at the right time.
100%.
And it's as simple as, for me, right? If you're talking about when you need a player with a certain profile, this is what their full level of quality might actually be. Ultimately, it's better than having someone that just doesn't fit your team at that point in time.
I think-
And let me finish, because we've done this for way too long at this point in time. And my issue fundamentally, right? And I think most Arsenal fans relate to this. There was a point in time when Arsenal had no creativity whatsoever.
Exactly.
At the start of Arteta's reign. And it was fixed by one player coming in. A player that we've now sold, right? And it was as simple as you do need to just play a player who can provide this and this. And these are qualities that Ethan Nwaneri has for Arsenal. He's good enough to produce that at a higher level. We just have not maximized on it yet.
And-
I do not think it's unfair to say Arsenal needs to play the only 10 they have. That's ultimately what I'm saying.
And you know,
if you
he's
think Ethan's
actually
not that
brought
good,
him
it's
on
another
to
thing.
try win us some games as well.
That's what's been happening. He's been
he's
forced
done this.
to rely on him.
Yeah, like so my thing is, even when this was happening, I was like, why are you giving him 10 minutes to make an impact?
Trust him more.
Exactly.
Either do it or
because
don't
you're going to
do
do it anyway. Give him more time.
But
let him actually try and make an impact.
Can I say one thing?
There you go.
I think it'll be a massive shame. And I think we're going to get to that stage where if you do manage to close the gap and it gets close at the end of the season and you lose by a couple of points, if you look back on this period and believe that playing Nwaneri more could have got you that points gap and closed it, I think that'll be so sad and a direct contradiction of this great squad that you keep telling me about, where you don't believe in Zinchenko. No, you gave up on Jesus publicly in the group the other day. You don't have a backup striker. Like this great squad of yours, if this is your great squad, then this is one of the worst great squads I've seen go for a Premier League
He's
title.
trying to get his
It's going
legs.
to be
I told
lovely
you.
when we left at the end of the season. But anyway, that's enough of that topic. I think this season has something a lot there. What the season's had more than anything else is a clear indicator that eras do come to an end. Shout out Eric Ten Hag, we miss you. We miss you so much. So I think when you look at City and where they are right now, the obvious thing is that they are at a point where they need to make some changes. De Bruyne is probably near his end. He's probably a bit past it. Pep needs to get a bit more inventive. Tab, I think you, as someone who's seen your team go through many transitions, you have the best understanding of what it actually looks like when a new manager comes in, what that actually entails, what refreshing a squad really looks like. So I need you to guide us here on how you've seen that play out.
What do you want to hear first? To Man City.
Yeah.
So they are in trouble. Like they're in shit now because, and the shit isn't because of the squad that they currently have, the 23. It's more like the fact that Sergio Gomez didn't work. Calvin Phillips didn't work. Mateus Nunes.
I did tell you guys that though, by the way.
No, you told us he was better than Guendouzi. You didn't tell us.
No, I
he's
said
flop at
Guendouzi
City.
is better than him, yes.
Yes, that's got nothing to do with
exactly.
That's got
That has nothing to do with his performance. Nothing to do with him
Guendouzi
dropping.
is the bar. I think this is a real issue with trading City. But continue.
You've just contradicted yourself, but we don't have enough time today. Anyways, Calvin Phillips didn't work. Doku's not doing anything. I had a pop and boo yesterday. I stopped telling me Savinho's good. He must do something. Like I can be as good as he wants, but if City are where they are now because he's not contributing, I don't care how good he is. Because I see people who are not as good as him do more for their teams. So like they're at a stage now where they've got a performance level issue with the current crop of players, and that can be fixed. And I back no manager in the world more than Pep to extract the most out of this current group, which is fine. But it's like the recruitment strategy for the first time ever, because one thing City have done masterfully since Pep came is paper over cracks. They have like a 2 or 3 to 1 hit to miss ratio, which means they can always get rid of their misses quite quickly. They get them out the door quite quickly, or they go to jail. But they always cover that up because like they miss with Danilo, and then they
got Cancelo very quickly afterwards.
yes, they get rid of them, like they bring Cancelo in, or like they lose someone and they bring this guy in. You know what I'm saying? So it's very quick for them to do that. But now there is no place to hide with like the misses and the aging squad. Like Bernardo Silva has lost a dog. Like he's lost the dog in him. Rodri might not come back the same. You said De Bruyne might be past it. Brother, there's not much he has to offer us. We thought he'd come back with the long hair last year. The Newcastle
No, he did
cameo.
it. He did it.
That was one game, bro. Like there's no...
They were like
I
5.
wasn't in one
They were
game.
5 games.
There's no
It
10
wasn't
game De
one
Bruyne.
game.
There's
It
no
wasn't
10
one
game
game.
De Bruyne now. And then you look at the playing personnel. Like, do City believe that Erling Haaland is their striker for the next 5 years? I don't think they do. Does Erling Haaland think he's Man City striker for the next 5 years? I don't think they do. I mean, I don't think he does. Then you look at like who did they have behind him? They had Alvarez, but they just sold him for a bank of cash. Like he wasn't a hit or a miss, but they got lots of cash for him, so it looks like good business. You've got
stinking up.
That's what I'm saying. I was about to get there. So you've now got Grealish, Doku, Foden doing absolutely nothing. And then you have to look back at last season, like letting Cole Palmer go. Like I didn't bat an eyelid. I didn't understand why Chelsea wanted him. But like, surely now, if they had Cole Palmer, surely now.
Yeah.
Things look a bit better than
He's
they
not
do right now.
doing what Foden's doing
It's a
now.
different team. It's a different team. So I think for the first time since Pep arrived, you question Man City's recruitment, and like the misses are catching up to them. At the same time as like, I mean, Bernardo Silva's been linked to Barca for since I was at Barca. He's been like, let him go now. He must just go, not because he's bad, but like just move on.
Yeah.
But the question is, and this is your field of expertise, is who do they bring in? Because I don't know who level raises City. And not to say that they
No,
level.
that's so. Are you saying players?
Like
Players.
if Bernardo goes, who do they bring in? If they want another winger, like who do they bring in? If Grealish goes, who do they bring in as a body?
I mean, that I don't think it's so hard to replace Grealish, bro. I won't lie to you.
If they've tried twice and they haven't succeeded yet, you know what I'm saying? So it is tricky for them.
I have an answer, but you guys would hate it.
What?
Leao. It's always Leao. If you're looking for a winger, if you're looking for top class liberating winger, it's always Rafael Leao.
So, yeah.
A better option. Or it's Nico Williams. There's actually a lot of guys they could have gone for.
Nico Williams is a good.
Yeah, I like that shot.
Yeah.
So you're asking me the future for Man City. I think at the end of the season, like De Bruyne is in his last year, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for the memories. Bernardo Silva, thank you for the memories. Actually, no, Bernardo has to be the next season. Just because you can't lose everyone. Kyle Walker, thank you for the memories.
Yeah, he needs to.
Yeah, he's a bad
he's
place.
host.
Although it
Okay,
looks like his thing might be personal issues.
John Stones.
Unfortunately.
Someone find me John Stones' contract. It's either thank you for the memories now or next season. Thank you for
Yeah,
the
when
memories.
last did he actually complete a 30-game
Never.
season?
I think he's done it once.
Once in his life.
Yeah.
And this guy's better than every defender that we.
Boy.
Edison, thank you for the memories. But I think a club like City actually can afford to do a mass clear out because they will position it as like a thank you for your service, we're rebuilding. Like they can get away with like a mass clear out. It's not like them being harsh. Like other clubs can't get away with that.
Yeah.
That seems like bad business, but they can get money for some of these assets. Not a lot of
like
money.
two,
Yeah,
maybe.
but I'm saying not a lot of money. But
Yeah.
how much did they get for Alvarez? Like if you're gonna back someone to make a deal out of nothing.
He's the outlier. Everyone else you named is above 30.
Yeah, but
None of
they
like,
always find a way.
They find
though.
racks.
Like
dude.
they find
They
racks.
find racks, dude.
I think.
You think
and
they're inflating?
No.
It's inflated.
No, let's leave that.
They didn't
Let's leave that.
inflate getting 50 for Sterling. They didn't inflate getting 35 for Zinchenko. They didn't inflate getting 40 for Palmer. Like,
No.
they can make racks out of stuff.
Look,
Trust me.
No, out of their academy players again, which is part of the issue, right? That's what they've been selling all this time. They've been selling up these young, promising guys and saying, no, that's fine. Lavia is gone. Looking back now, if he stayed fit, maybe you think he'd be useful right now.
Yeah.
You've just mentioned Cole Palmer. There's guys in Southampton as well, can't remember his name, which doesn't help. The double barrel is Wilson, Brand.
Yeah, but who cares about it?
No, those are all 30M guys. My point is that
Liam Delap, they sold him as well.
there you go. So you point out
Academy.
where they get this money. It's because they've sold off their future to try and win now. But they've just won the league.
But they're
It's
not. That's not like one club that's like not worried about that after probably Chelsea is City, right? Because like we've just listed like in the past 2-3 years, they've got lots of money coming in for players.
No, so
it's not like
they can spend.
Like look at their net spend wise,
but
they're quite good.
they can't afford to miss again. So right now,
Yeah. The stakes are high.
Yeah.
But like watch them. That's what I'm saying. I don't put it past him to go in the summer, bring in like a Zubimendi, Nico Williams, 3 guys, and then you've got like a new look City again with a reinvigorated Pep. Like that's what they can do. So
I think it depends on their case.
I've made
There's
peace.
no case.
Nothing's happening. It's not happening.
There's no case. There's no case.
I'm going to tell you right now,
We're busting
they're going to be
case.
so fine.
case, but-
At most, 20-point deduction. At most. That's all that will happen.
Dude, they're getting a financial fine. It's just not. I don't want to get into this on this episode, but it doesn't. No one. English football is the asset that they have to protect above all else, and that takes a massive hit if any punishment is
doled out.
on Man City.
Yeah.
So every protective measure that they can put against City, like they will do that. Like City are passing case, but I don't want to. This is not a case. This is not an episode about that.
Yeah.
City, I think, will be fine because they've got good enough decision makers and they've got the cash.
Yeah.
And like, I don't see them messing it up.
No, it'd be hard to, honestly speaking. And I think City are extremely fortunate that it seems like Pep didn't want to pull us to Alex and leave his team high and dry.
Yeah.
You know, having just won and let them just falter. Because I feel like
I think that's what it was as well.
more than
He's
anything
like,
else,
I can't
he looked
leave.
and said,
He said,
these
the way I've
guys-
been talking up, I can't leave like
He's
this.
like, I have to add a bit more. to
He
this.
said, nah.
End of next season.
But I do think there's an element of his self-pride as well. Like, I think he wants to
Go out on a high.
The way people have been speaking about him now is as if like, okay, he's this good guy, but he's not a Sir Alex.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's been coming out a lot more now, and I think he wants to prove people.
Yeah, that he is actually
Yeah.
the all-encompassing coach. The real thing that I've seen in the City team is that, Oaks, how good is Foden? Like, really, like...
been
So,
waiting for this day.
This is an unfortunate scenario that we find ourselves in, but
Ow.
no, it's unfortunate because Foden should have never let it get to this point. And I think everything that's happening to Foden now is no longer a positional thing, a minutes thing, an ability thing. It's just on the player. And it started at the Euros.
Yeah.
So for him, the drop in performance, because last season, whether you think he was the player of the year or not, whether you think he was as good as people said he was turning up for City, winning them games, winning them points, helping them win. He's not doing any of that. But it started the Euros. So it started for England, doing nothing. Now he's doing nothing for City, and that's unacceptable. Thank God he didn't cost money. But like he's now doing what other guys are doing, and that he can't be doing that. Like that's unacceptable. Odegaard, to have 0 goals in the Premier League or 0 assists, you'd want him gone.
Yeah.
I'd want Bruno gone.
Yeah.
If one of my main creators, like
Is doing that.
those are Anthony numbers.
Yeah.
Put Anthony in City, he'll give you more than Foden right now. Like that's unacceptable. So how good is he? We know how good he is.
Yeah.
He's now drastically underperforming, and he's at a crossroads where this can continue for him. I genuinely see a scenario where he doesn't turn this around,
Like it just goes.
and he's not a movable asset. I don't think he's a movable asset because City will price him too high.
Yeah.
And in terms of clubs he can go to, he's not going to Liverpool, United.
You're staying in
Like
the
he's
Prem.
not staying in the Prem, so he's not that movable of an asset.
So he's a PSG guy.
Like Phil Foden, welcome to Atletico Madrid. Here we go. Like that's like you know what I'm saying. Like he needs to fix it, but let's not question his ability.
Okay.
He just needs to perform now. It's a Rashford thing.
Okay.
Foden is now a Rashford class where we know how good you are. No, we know how good you are. I'm not saying he's as good.
Man, nah, I'm
Wait,
not
no,
sure.
wait,
In the same way, he must actually just
You must
show
show
up.
us
Like we
now.
know you're
Okay,
talented,
you show up
but
now.
you must still
Stop
show
telling us, yeah,
If
we-
you play of the season,
Okay.
Yeah.
show us again.
We're no longer interested in hearing
If
how
you're De
good you
Bruyne's
are.
replacement,
Okay.
if you're the guy after whoever, you have to be the guy.
You're not the and let's but again, like after Pep, like Foden must also he's also got 6. Like Foden, you
Aye, that's fine. Let me tell you something. You cannot count every one of those. There was one of those where you did 10 games. I will not.
Anyways.
It's fine. He has at least 3.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's,
Like, and Foden,
he's had his footprint.
there's nothing
like,
City have won that Foden has contributed nothing to. Like he's contributed to at least the Prem, at least the Champions League. Like you're saying. So Foden, now's not the time to feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Like that's where we are with Foden now. But let's not question his ability. Let's not take him out of debates.
Okay.
Like this is a performance thing, not a he was never that good thing. I don't want to hear that.
I think what maybe we're getting to now is maybe what you've been trying to say for a long time, where I will admit his delivery's been horrible because he's been toasting Foden like he's a bum. But a misprofiling of another English player where he's meant to be this creative guy where maybe he has the ability to do so, but now when they're relying on him to do something like that and he's unable to do it, he's looking crazy. He likes this thing of him receiving the ball in the half space. He's very much a final third player, and he's, I think, increasingly been trying to only be in those positions, which is not going to be helpful for him. I think he has the ability to come deeper and do those things, but
He's just never done it.
But
and I think
also-
now he relies a lot on his goals and assists, and now he's trying to just get those moments instead of just actually going back. Well, let me start my game 10 meters back and be involved, get some touches, and then it will also just look like I'm doing a lot more than I'm doing at this moment in time.
The problem with that is, and where I have sympathy, is that the Foden that was developing had a very different personnel around him, right? So he had Sterling, Sane, Aguero, Jesus. Like he had players who could also give the ball to, who could create. Whereas now, the only player he can, when De Bruyne is injured, give the ball to create at his level is Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
And the player they're trying to create for is a very particular player to try to create for.
Yeah.
Haaland is one of the hardest players to try to create consistent chances for, which is why he either gets a lot or does what he did yesterday. And
I have a theory. Haaland is Russell Westbrook.
Come
He's
on.
there when things look nice. He's there.
He won.
No,
Champions League. He
it's
did
fine.
it.
It's fine. I know he won it. Shut up, bro. He's a great player. Russell Westbrook is a great basketball player. Great player. But when things look nice,
so you're saying
he's there.
He's a triple-double guy?
Exactly.
Like-
That's what he does. He's there when it's like triple double. You go score, bully these small
But
teams.
when it's the conference finals-
exactly.
Okay.
When it's time to qualify,
We can't
make
be-
your country qualify for something. He's not there. When it's time to score a goal in the Champions League semi-final, he's not there. When it's time to do something against Van Dijk, he's not there.
I don't think Haaland's game goes beyond itself, right? So he's not the type to if the game doesn't suit him scoring,
Yeah, like
you
when he
can't be
suddenly
like,
doesn't.
Yeah, you can't be like, okay, today I'm gonna try this.
So
How much
that
of that-
shows that there is a limitation to him, right? So we must actually speak about it like him in that light.
How much
like
of that
he's not
is-
this
is-
unstoppable force?
How much of that is a Pep limitation though? Because there was a version of
Maybe.
Haaland that looked like he
Yeah.
was going to become that kind of striker when he was at Dortmund.
He should have just gone to Liverpool.
He did what he did
different
in a
team.
much worse team,
But-
but he was given much more responsibility.
Should have gone to Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Should have gone to Liverpool.
So is it a Haaland thing or is that a Pep thing? Because I don't know if.
But so now we don't think players must just adjust to their coaches and like just be better.
No, look,
you know
but
what I mean?
if,
Like no.
if my role's limited, I'm performing my limited role. I'm playing this in the City team that's very uncreative. My wingers are Rico Lewis and Matthias
and
Nunez.
listen to what you've just said. Like, how are City in a position where they're lacking creativity? That's a Pep thing. That's a Pep thing.
So that's what I'm
first,
saying. I'm
and a
moving away
person-
from Haaland then. Because I'm not going to critique him for what's happening
you
right
only
now.
critique him when he leaves City then, and he's not playing under Pep.
Oh no,
No,
you're saying you're not critiquing him.
I'm not going to blame him as much as he's blaming him. To the point where I'm saying
I'm
Mark
with you.
Westbrook.
I'm with
not
you.
taking-
Like, what is that? Like, why are we doing this?
Look,
Like he,
Yeah.
and even you just spoke about personal responsibility. Like I was saying, like the Haaland that we knew but didn't watch all the time at
Yeah.
Dortmund, like played in a different football.
Yeah.
That's a different footballing outfit. That's
Yeah.
going in one direction. That's like balls in behind.
Yeah.
He's had moments of that at City, right? So he scored the Dortmund goals,
Yeah.
at City, but it's like, dude, do something else now.
Exactly.
Like, in the Liverpool game,
Elevate your game, bro.
move away from Van Dijk. Like,
Okay, no, look. In terms
Improve
of
something.
in terms of what he has to do generally.
You're telling me
yes,
every
there's
year
room
you're
for
not gonna get better at something. Like how? What?
you're still trying to do that running behind. Like, dude, do something else.
Just supply me all the time.
Take free kicks or something. Add something to your game.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
What are we doing
Okay,
here?
look, there's room for development.
Go play
I'll leave it
wide.
there. We'll leave it
Remember
there.
when Lukaku went wide? Like, do something.
Lukaku was trying something.
Do something.
You're like, bro, come
Do
on, bro.
something.
Okay, so Haaland, I'll show you guys more. That's what you guys
Yes,
want.
Haaland right wing, next big game. Like, let's see it, bro.
Yeah,
Let's see it.
Something else.
Give him an
bro.
ISO. Let's see something, bro.
Be a different type of a great player. Like just do something else.
And to round off your point, so you asked I believe you asked me what's the solution for City.
Yeah,
It's good recruitment in the summer, which we're not worried about.
yeah,
And then it's the playing personnel has to find their form again.
yeah.
It's not going to come from the back, right? Gvardiol, Ake, Diaz, Stones are not going to find form and make City better.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's midfield and forward. Even if Rodri comes back to that level, they still have a Doku problem, a Savinho problem, a Foden problem, a Haaland problem to an extent. So like those guys need to find a way to play with one another.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like,
Age is on their side though.
yes,
So, like,
age is on their side, but like just bin Oaks, eh? Like if they sell Doku,
You're saying Grealish is dying.
if they sell Doku, get 25
is
million, and then bring in Nico Williams, that's good business. We don't care whether Doku is a bust or not. Like we don't care. Savinho will be there next season.
Yeah.
Like Haaland will be there. If Bernardo Silva goes to Barca for like 20 million and then they get a guy like, it's kind of easy.
Averts.
I don't want him.
You took Gundogan, did you guys?
I don't want him there.
Nah, I'm just saying. But I'm saying like they will be fine. So it's
Yeah.
like have their Liverpool season. Like Carragher said, like when Liverpool fell off that cliff, it was their midfield had lost legs. They had heavy metal football. Like the Oaks were deaf now of hearing this heavy metal. Like just take a break. Like let another Oak have it, and then just go all out next season.
Okay.
Like, that's I think the best thing to do. But I just say as a closing message to City fans, like just watch out because we are coming. And I'd hate for you guys, the one or two of you watching, like to find us at the end of the season.
This is Pep's first real like rebuild because these are his players.
Yeah.
Like before, it wasn't his place. I can't be like, there was, but he had range to sign like 8 to 11 players in one window. And now I don't think they'll be able to do that. So I want to also just see now like the guy who he does get compared to was able to do that without signing 11 players in every window or whatever. So. Very interesting to see.
I'd like to take the mic from you. If we are talking about the future for certain teams, we cannot finish this episode without talking about Liverpool again. And I want everyone to let's be honest with each other. Because none of us here are Liverpool fans. So we don't have a dog in this fight. We don't really have a dog in this fight. Like no one is going to sit here and say, I was right. Like Liverpool being good doesn't benefit any of us.
Yeah.
Trent, Virgil, Mo Salah are out of contract at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Do you want me to predict what's going to happen? Like the OC Oracle, or do you want to go first?
No, the
Let's go.
floor's yours. I want to hear this.
Actually, no. Let me tell you what I would do if
Yeah.
I'm FSG.
Okay.
Right? Mohamed Salah, you are a legend. You're never going to be Steven Gerrard, better than him. You might, depending on how we feel, you may or may not get a statue. But you're there, right? There's not that many Oaks ahead of you. We cannot give you this money for 3 years. We do not have the money to give you the money for 3 years. Mohamed Salah, here's a 1+1. In the second year, we'll renegotiate to see if we give you a 1+1 again. Here's the money you want with an option to extend it a lower thing. Past 2026, we cannot have you as a starter in this team or on that money. Mohamed Salah, here's a 1+1. Take it or leave it.
Can I just
Trent.
say, I think the Athletic reported that that's what he's looking for now, that he's willing to accept a 1-year extension.
Willing to accept now after he's...
Yeah, but
Ultimately, he wanted an offer. He
Yeah.
wanted to say, yeah, here's a deal. There was
So
nothing.
what
I don't
you're
think- I don't
proposing
think his
might be on the
party-
table now,
I don't
and I
think
don't
his
know if
party
FSG
went there.
won't do that.
I don't think his party went there wanting a 1+1.
probably not.
No, look,
Probably
there were
not,
obviously
probably not.
high expectations in the beginning, but I think he's within his rights to have said, oh,
If I'm the owner
Something.
of Liverpool and you guys are on the board, is anyone objecting my contract offer for Mo Salah? Yeah.
No, 2-year contract, yeah. So 1+1, yeah, I would do that.
2 years is an option.
2 years an option.
Yeah.
You're sacked. Virgil van Dijk, you're our club captain, and
Virgil goes nowhere.
Virgil van Dijk,
you keep Virgil van Dijk at all costs.
you're our club captain. We cannot afford to lose you. We can afford to give you a little bit more money, but realistically, only injury can stop you from, only injury will make you fall off a cliff. Even if you decline, you're still so valuable to our defense and our structure and the way we play that we probably back you to perform at this level or slightly below for the next 2 years. So here's a 2+1 on not a lot more money, but you get the captaincy. Well, you are the captain and you keep all the bonuses. But we're locking you down because we need you. Not to say we don't need Mo Salah, but here's a two with an option to extend on a lot less money because you'll also be very old after these 2 years. And we'll need to get two, but at the end of this 2 years, we'll need to have, you won't be starter at the end of the 2 years. So here's a 2-year deal. Actually, no option to extend. 2 years, you're done after this. We're going full 97 Bulls or whatever it was. After these 2 years, you're done, dude. You're done.
With that being said, are you prepared to have him say, I'm not accepting this, and he's gone?
Then,
Do you have a contingency
then
for
we're
him wanting to leave?
then we're in shit. But we have
But I'm the one getting sacked, but you're the one willing to let these guys
no,
go.
hear me out. Then we're in shit, but we have a bit of rack, and also centre back in world football. We've seen you either overpay for a guy who's not a centre back and play him left back and have him as your second highest goal scorer, or you just get someone and make them good. There is no Virgil van Dijk right now. The only guy is Saliba, and he's not going to Liverpool. So, you can't really be hard-pressed to be like, oh, my God, the next guy is going to cost us. Who is the 60, 70 million pound centre back?
I knew he was going to have an
And they can
answer.
get a deal. Inter is not turning down 50 for Bastoni.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. They'll turn out 50. It's 80 M.
Inter, who needed to win the league or be,
It's 80 M's. Trust me.
I'm just saying, we go.
I promise you, someone would have got Bastoni if it was only 50 M's.
I'm saying if Liverpool turn up and it's their one chance to sell him, because no one else is coming with that 50.
Yeah.
So it's 50 or 0. Remember that. It's not, he could be. It's 50 or 0.
Madrid.
I was about to say.
Okay.
I
Anyways,
promise you, the market for Bastoni is a lot wider than you think
Virgil,
it is.
here's
I was
2
about to
years.
say.
Virgil, here's 2 years, and we know you. Here's 2 years. Look, 2 years, and then option to extend and be our fourth choice if you love it that much. But you can also go back to the Netherlands or whatever. We won't stop you. Trent Alexander-Arnold, stop messing around. You need Liverpool more than Liverpool needs you, right? This idea that you will go to Madrid and elevate your career, do more than what you've done at Liverpool,
And maybe win a Ballon d'Or.
mean more to them than you mean to us. Have an arc where you're the second, you're in the top 3 most relevant players for a 4, 5, 6 year period is a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth. And it's a myth. If you are willing to walk away from your boyhood club, where you next in line to be an icon, there's no one ahead of you. The gap between you and the next guy who's an icon is so big, there might as well not be another guy. You are on that trajectory. You could be very well on your way to winning your second Premier League, Liverpool's second league in 32 years or whatever. Everything about you staying at Liverpool makes a lot more sense than you leaving to go to Madrid. Because what's happening in Madrid now, they're not going to love you like we do. They might not protect you like we do. They're not going to cater to you like we do. They're not going to build anything around you. Madrid's best player or second best player is not going to be a right back. Let's get that myth now. So Trent, 5, write a number, will increase as the years go. Here's 5 years. You're with us till 2030. You're going to get the captaincy when Virgil leaves. That's guaranteed. Like, you're a legend of the city. You go, you walk wherever you want. You pick the players you want. You can even, I'm saying, like, you'll have a say.
He started well, now he's
I'm
going
saying, like,
left in this negotiation.
I'm giving Trent the Mbappe deal. The Mbappe Saudi
Okay,
deal.
but
I'm giving him all the rights.
So what you said earlier about FSG and you're getting fired, you have failed as sporting director because fundamentally I think Liverpool know and FSG know
They
that they
can't give
can't
the right
keep
back.
all three of them for the same money they're all offering.
Yes.
One of them has to go.
And
I believe that 110%.
and
I think if you just gave Trent that contract, Liverpool gonna fold.
Yes,
they don't take enough money for that to make
because
sense.
also now it's going to be so much harder to bring
New guys in.
the best attackers because they don't care. who
Oh,
Trent is.
Salah's here for another year. We've got time.
No, but I'm saying they won't care who Trent is in this game. They'll be like, right back.
But remember,
Trent, I'm on the right.
Okay, but
They'll be
remember,
like, chief.
But remember,
He must be the most. He must win a Ballon d'Or.
Like you talk about the future of a club, right? You talk about what they're gonna look like in 3 years' time. When that Salah contract does go, when Van Dijk is now the fourth choice centre back, you're hoping in that time you got the best right wing in the world to replace him, or some other attacker.
another Mo Salah.
Yeah, another Mo Salah, another world-class attacker, of which I do not think Liverpool will have prime pickings for when the time comes. You're hoping you get the best centre-back in the world when that time comes. I don't think they're going to have it so easy that you have to make a choice now where you're
My
cutting your
contracts
losses.
are hey, those are my contracts. Put yours on the table.
Okay, I'll keep it very simple. Trent, I don't care how good you are. It's such a harsh thing to say. A right back is a right back is a right back. I can only offer a right back so much money. If he's being as ridiculous as he is and he wants the same money that Madrid are supposedly offering him to go on a free contract, let him walk. I think Liverpool will have a much harder time trying to replace Van Dijk or Salah right now than they would trying to replace Trent. As good as he is, it
What's
doesn't
at
make
stake?
sense economically to make that decision if we're
Can
doing it
I
as
ask you?
FSG.
Can I ask you, like, it's a slight interjection. Would it not be a better bargaining chip to be like, you're next in line to be captain? We can give you that money when you're captain. Does that sound like something that's stupid to say?
No, that's a great thing to say. And I think
you know what I
that's
mean?
the
Like,
point. You have to treat
Exactly.
Trent
Like Van Dijk has gone into yours or whatever, bro. We'll extend now, but once you are captain, that might increase your salary by 100k
we
or whatever.
emotionally blackmail him with it. We
Yes,
say, if you love,
exactly.
if you love us, if you love us that
This is
much,
all emotions.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
If you love us that much, you'll hold.
You are going to
Yeah,
send us
just-
into bankruptcy.
You tested
guy-
us.
Yeah,
You tested FSG. There's a reason why they haven't done
This guy called me FFP. Listen to his suggestions.
Bro, Trent is somebody once going to Ballon d'Or right back. I'd say, bro, wait.
Wait.
You're not going to do that in Madrid. That's what he's talking about.
Like,
right
he has
now,
to have a
needs-
better year than Van Dijk's 2019 year. I think that's very difficult for
That's
him.
what at any other club.
Yo, I'm just saying. Those are my contracts, but I think that's why I have you guys on my board.
Okay.
That's why I have you guys here.
No.
Because I can't do everything alone.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah.
We're happy with Mo Salah 1+1. Virgil 2 years, no option. Trent.
You do not give Trent that whatever offer he wants.
Okay, fine. Trent
You do
revised
not give him
offer.
that.
Trent, it's 5 years with a guaranteed renegotiation in 2 years when we discuss captaincy. And
When Van Dijk goes,
Exactly.
we give you the boost.
replacement.
Let's do it in phases. You're gonna be
He said, "Well, you
here.
have this red carpet for him. Tell you, but in 2 years, you the captain.
Dog,
you fight
dog,
now?
You here?
Like, bro, in 2 years, you
was
captain.
it a pathway for you? It's been nice here.
Bro, okay.
When has it been bad?
So
You
then
even lied to me, say, boy, Jude said he's coming in 3 years.
Maybe that's why he wants to leave.
Yeah, that's
Maybe that's what you're
like,
telling
my
him.
boys, they're
Yeah.
eating Champions League. He's like, nah. I don't think he believed that Liverpool would be where they are right now as well.
on the topic of now planning for the future, like who has the advantage? Who's got the best squad right now in the Premier League? Who's got it?
Arsenal.
Who's got it?
I think us or Liverpool. I don't know. I'm torn between the two.
So who's best placed?
Like I think the difference between like us, like is Liverpool might be missing one key midfielder, one or two. We're missing one or two key attackers. I think that's the difference, and they're missing a left back.
Yeah.
You know, I think splitting hairs, but then they have more attacking options than us for sure.
So who's best placed now? If we're saying that City have to get their recruitment right, Liverpool have to get
Chelsea.
Liverpool
Chelsea
have to get
have a squad of like really, really good. They probably have like the best.
well, who better to tell us
They probably have the best.
about Chelsea's squad?
I'm happy to tell you that Nicholas Jackson is going along the trajectory I expected. He looks set to be one of the very best strikers in the world in the next 2 years. I am elated to tell you that those who doubted him, Toby, this is for you. You guys have been proven wrong. Chelsea looked to be, somehow, because none of us knew Cole Palmer was this good, looked to be in an amazing place going forward, right? And maybe that was part of their strategy. I do think that we have to be honest about the fact that that assumes. I've made peace. The players I was beefing with are gone.
It's also a
the
lie.
overhype has come and gone. Fundamentally, I think though Chelsea's ceiling is capped because they just spent $1 billion. There's only so much they can still do going forward. It's have to sell guys.
Yeah.
So they're a top 4 side unless other players make these huge jumps. You see Mudryk playing Conference League? I still don't think he's capable of playing like reliable minutes in the Prem.
Yeah.
So this A team, B team thing they have where they have depth, it's only because you're in the Conference League. You wouldn't be doing that if you were playing Champions League football. You wouldn't be able to play those players. They're still trying to make Enzo Fernandez work out.
Almost as if rotating your players in European competition isn't as easy as some people thought. But I was on my question, I'm pretty sure we're getting near the end. So I want to ask you guys, who is best placed? And this is just a shot in the dark because we don't know what's going to happen. Like, who do you expect to have the best squad in 2 years' time? Should it still be City with the rack they have? Should it be Liverpool because they're going to give the right contract and recruit well? Should it be Arsenal because they're actually not that far away from having a complete squad? Or is it Chelsea because like their young guys are going to be not so young guys and they'll have played together for 3 years now and they should a shot in the dark, like who will be the guys in 2026?
I do think it's Arsenal because when I was making my point about Liverpool squad, it was now having the best right wing in the world right now, but a lot of their best players are coming to an age where they're not going to be there anymore. I think we have somewhat of quick fixes where we sign a proper left winger that's going to guarantee us good performances. Maybe Isak comes in and we less hesitant about our striking thing. I think we have a quicker fix, and because we abide by these financial rules where the other teams might be tied for that. So I think we're probably in the best position come 2026.
The belief is back. Look at that. Look at that. You see, converted him.
That's 2026.
Converted him. I think we're the best now. I think Mbuduk will be the best in a few years. Trust me. But this is the Arsenal era. We're at the very beginning of the Arsenal era.
But I'm allowed to be very frustrated right now.
Be hacked. But trust me, I've seen it.
We did this to ourselves. No, why? Why are we 9 points behind?
We are on course. Chelsea, it's great, but you have to hope Enzo is actually that good. I'd want to say it's them.
No, he's good now. He left his hand.
I've been hearing.
Yeah, no, he sorted.
Yeah.
Enzo Caicedo, that whole is back now. Like that's a midfield I genuinely believe in again.
Wait,
and this is maybe.
What about your team?
Hey,
what about your team?
We won't have the best squad in 2 years. I think
top 3 squad.
You think Rashford's back? He's back.
No, let's end this episode on like a sobering note, right? Gone are the days, and you can see it when you speak to United fans. Like, gone are the days of that deluded optimism. It's now hopeful optimism, but I don't think anyone thinks the squad can actually be overhauled. Like, it's still the same players. And there's just...
Well, it's not the same players. It's a whole new squad. Yeah, it's just Ten Hag squad.
No, I mean, like, the level of quality. Like, whereas you can see Chelsea need, like, 2-3 years of these guys playing together before they are Chelsea like that. Like, this United team doesn't seem like it's going to get that much closer to doing that without another overhaul. But now that overhaul is financially impossible. So now it's more relying on player performances, which I told you is what we needed, right? We just needed to get the level of every single player up to see where our actual level is. And from there, you can decide, okay, this guy's not that good. This guy's actually old and needs to go. I think the easy ones are like Eriksen, Casemiro, Maguire, like getting players in and out the door won't be hard, but getting the right players to catch the pack is going to be extremely hard, which is why I don't think like we're not like going to be competitive for leagues soon, but like again, all we wanted was just perform at our level. If our level is 3rd or 4th, deliver that first. Don't make us 13th knowing we could be that high. You know what I'm saying? That's why Ten Hag lost his job. Is like you didn't lose your job because like you lost your job because you were losing games and you were way below where you needed to be. So I think to fix this squad and genuinely like, we're hopeful. Again, it's like, what did you say? Mount has got 10 good games. He just needs 10 games, first of all, not 10 good ones. Just play 10 games in a row, you know what I'm saying?
He's got one already.
I saw it. I don't want to give it to you. I don't
Nah,
want to give it
man,
to you.
it's
But I'm saying
coming.
like Anthony, there's too many. Squad has too many question marks.
Yeah.
Like Dallo, I was Dallo Hive. I'm less Dallo Hive now, but
Yeah,
I think he's destined to be a question mark footballer.
No, I think he's just like an 8th place little footballer, but that's a different conversation.
He's a trophy winner. He's a trophy winner. He's a trophy winner.
He's
But
Madrid, so
I'm
who
saying there's
knows?
too many question marks over certain players. Like I don't want to go into 2026 relying on Luke Shaw, relying on like we
You
still.
won't be though.
It's
You
over.
won't be.
I
You
think
won't
I think
be.
Luke Shaw's story is done.
Your
I think
coach
he's
is
over.
gonna make.
But I'm saying like then like we tried to get another.
relying on Malasia.
That's what I'm saying. We tried to get another left back, and he almost died. Like we almost lost Malasia. We for whatever reason, like whatever rumor you choose to believe, like our left back almost died. We've got Eriksson, Casemiro, and Evans who need to like leave ASAP.
Yeah.
And then like there's Hoyland, Xerxes. Like what are they going to be in 2 years? Like we don't know.
Hoyland will be all right.
No, you will be.
I'm
I
here to
think
say it again.
We all think, thank God Renda is not here, but I think the common consensus is that like Hoyland will be fine. But
Yeah.
what is his fine? Because if his fine is 15 goals and then Jackson's on 20, then he's still behind.
No,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
that's
No,
the talent thing.
they're
It
behind.
happens.
Yeah, but
It happens.
it doesn't
If you
matter.
guys-
No,
If
look,
you guys get
if the goal for United is not to win titles right now, it's okay if your striker's getting 15.
But,
They have
it's,
to just build
but
slowly.
remember, you can be like really good. You can still overperform and not be that good. Like that's what I think Chelsea's doing. I think Chelsea have a talent level that they are close to and sometimes going above, which means they can get points. That's why they're in the mix. No one has them in a title race, but no one has them in a Conference League race. Like they are where they should be, right? Like when I look at the table, I should not see Forest and Brighton where they are. I should see United, Spurs, Chelsea there.
Yeah.
So I'm saying Chelsea are doing what they should do.
Yeah.
And when you've got Jackson probably won't win the Golden Boot. Chelsea probably won't finish top 3. But there's no harm in having a go. And like that's what we need United to be. We need United to be that team that like it's difficult to play against. You don't like know what you're gonna get from us, but we'll win more games than we lose. Like that's what we need to be again. And I think from what I've seen early doors, like we can be that team. And I think no one's expecting miracles. Like no one should expect miracles, but like just a level of competence to be like, okay, cool. This is our level. Maybe we go to the Emirates and lose, but like
I was about to say, okay, just now we're finishing off. What are you saying about Wednesday?
well, this episode might air after Wednesday.
He told
so
me 1-1. I'm just answering for him.
This
That's
episode
what he
might
said.
air after Wednesday, but what I said, I expect, and let me not make it about one game because that's irrelevant. But like, I want us to go away to big teams because we've had a terrible record away from home. Like, bring back some Ole Gunnar Solskjaer vibes and just wing it and win away from home. Like, I don't care about the performances. Like, turn Old Trafford into the place where we jam.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Selhurst Park worried, or Craven Cottage worried, or Newcastle terrified. I don't want that.
Actually, James Park is serious.
That's what I'm saying.
It's time to talk about that.
I don't want to worry anymore. I want to be like, you know what?
We're gonna win
We
there.
we can stop them.
Ah, okay.
And then turn Old Trafford into where we hoop again. Bring that Oli vibe back. But
Fair enough.
Arsenal, I think I'm allowed to be optimistic that we can get a point at the Emirates. And I did say the last couple of games we've had there, and I think Wednesday game will be no different, where both teams feel like, oh, we could have won that game. But Arsenal probably leave that game thinking we should have won. But I think it might be a draw. But in terms of what I expect to see from the rest of the season, like a level of competence in the big away games for sure. Like Ten Hag lost 7-0, guys. Like now that he's gone, like he lost 7-0 away from him.
Your fan base is the only fan base that I've seen try justify that. I saw this this guy tweeted.
You're talking about United training.
They were talking about
Crazy.
XG. They were comparing it to the Liverpool City game, saying, "Oh, it's just circumstantial. The XG for the City game was much higher than." Like, bro, you lost 7-0. Leave that alone. It's done. Like, what more can you say?
But yeah, so United squad probably won't be that amazing in 2 years. It'll probably be better, but there's too many. Do you trust Xerxes?
Yes.
No.
Do you trust Xerxes?
No.
Do you trust Rashford?
Yes.
No.
Do you trust Hoyland?
Yes.
You don't trust him?
No.
Man, let's end this thing. Man.
cannot
This
go.
guy's just betrayed me.
Because you asked the wrong guy.
No,
you
no,
asked,
no,
you asked the wrong guy.
He's just
He
betrayed me.
thinks your team is shit. I'm
No,
here to
you
tell you
asked
the
me if I
truth.
trust him. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Do I believe he can turn a corner? I have hope.
Okay.
But I don't trust him.
Do you
like,
tr- do you
I
trust-
don't know this guy.
Do you trust?
Bro, like
Do you trust Mason Mount?
in a United shirt, no.
Okay,
No,
see,
but in
so
general, no.
there's
But in
too
general,
many
yeah.
guys that like no one believes in. Like us and our rival fans don't believe it. That's the worst thing.
Dog, my answer is yes to everyone you just named.
But wait,
Trust all of them.
Yes.
Wait. I will
I
say,
trust
I will say this though.
Masraoui, I trust Mino, I trust Onana,
trust Min.
I trust Martinez
I-
in a back three. I don't trust Malacia. Yo.
De Ligt?
I trust.
trust
Ooh, I don't know
I
about
trust
the
De
Ligt.
Ligt.
I
I trust
do
De Ligt.
not trust the Ligt. I won't lie to you guys. But generally, I think there's like more or less 7 or 8 players.
Okay,
in
I
that
trust
United
Mount.
squad.
Actually, I lie. I trust Mount. I
don't.
I trust Mount.
There's 7 or 8 players in the United squad that I think are genuinely good enough to compete for a top 4 side. I think that's all that they need to be for right now. I like Ahmad. I don't know enough yet to say I believe 100%.
I trust
think
Ahmad.
Garnacho has something. How good he'll actually be,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah.
In 2 years' time, they'll be saying, yo, Garnacho became. No, I don't do that. But he's a guy. He's a guy. I think United have lots to believe in. And I think that by the time you get to 2026, you'll be happier than you were
Yeah.
for the past 3 years when you were busy doing the salute in the group chat.
I think we can
know?
expect to be happier.
Yeah, no, with no questions asked.
Yeah.
Because for the first time, I think it's taken a while to get here, but you have a coach who has a solid idea of what he's trying to do, as opposed to a guy who comes and 5 games and says, yo, the players aren't here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations. You're free. It's over. Ten Hag's reign is done. You're wearing the shirt again. This has been a very positive United episode, I think, holistically. It's a shame you could extend the episode to Arsenal, but I'm here to do that. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a great episode of Base Never Die.
The season starts now.